Do you know there are tears and pains behind many smiles? Oftentimes in life, you look at people, the way they rejoice, the way they sing, the way they laugh, and you conclude they have no problem. They don't have issues bothering them. You may be wrong, my dear friend. You may not be right at all. There are hidden tears and pains behind many smiles. I attended a Eucharistic celebration. The homilist, a priest friend of mine, preached wonderfully well, moved the congregation to sing aloud and rejoice and dance. And after the wonderful homily, I reflected on what he said. It was so powerful and so touching. During this homily, this priest was expressing all gestures, but he kept one hand down inside the chasuble, using one to make some demonstrations with smiles. I approached him at the end of the Mass, congratulated him on his wonderful homily. He told me, "Father, do you know that I had accident 2 days ago, but I have been the one chosen for this homily and reflection. And I felt too, since I'm alive, and my mouth is there, and I feel I have the strength to come for the event and then preach the homily." I was touched. He was in pains because the hand had fracture. So with the POP, everything tied, all covered with cloth, while he was preaching powerfully. And I told myself, this is heroic, this is wonderful. There are many tears and pains behind many smiles. So, my dear friend, do not take your own as the worst, and do not conclude that your situation is the worst or your condition is unchangeable. No, no 2 days are the same. God has a purpose for everything He allows to happen. Get up, cheer up, amidst all odds. God is with you, and may He continue to strengthen you. In one of my pastoral experiences, the Catholic Women Organization of our parish was holding their monthly meeting. I came in to greet them, and they were having a rowdy session. And I asked I asked them what was really responsible for the commotion. So the president of the organization explained that one of the outstations did not show up for the meeting, and they were arguing how much to fine each of their representatives so that they pay that in person, not the station, those who supposed to represent them. And some people were saying 1,000 naira, some say 2,000 naira. So they were debating on which amount they should pay as fine. When I asked them, have you put a call across? Did you send someone to go there to find out what is really wrong? That none of them attended the meeting. They say that yes, they used to come. They have 2 active members that used to come, but they are no longer interested in asking anybody that does not come for any station that doesn't come for meeting. We pay so and so amount. And that was their decision. I told them, okay, I've heard what you decided, but be patient. When I go there for Mass tomorrow, that I will be going there for Mass the next day, I will listen to them, find out the reason or why they did not come for the monthly meeting. They accepted and continued their meeting. The following day, I went for Mass in the particular station that did not turn up for meeting. Surprisingly, 4 people were early for Mass by the time I arrived. So trying to inquire from them what happened, why they didn't show up for meeting yesterday, and even for the Mass that I have come, that the number, they turn up, those that are early, they are very few. Though people were coming one after the other while we were discussing. Those that arrived began telling me that, Yesterday morning, the president of the Cali Women Organization in their station lost her son, and she has spent so much money on the young boy who has been sick. The young boy gave off his ghost yesterday, so that they all gathered there yesterday morning, stayed for a long time till after the normal arrangement. And the young boy is not our member. He goes to another church, but they so much love their lady, and that the woman has been quite active. So that they were all there till evening, when the family, after every arrangement, and then that particular church where she attends, they later buried the young man yesterday evening, and they decided to stay over the night with their bereaved president of their Catholic Women Organization, so that everybody has been in mournful mood since yesterday. So that's the reason why they didn't come for meeting yesterday, and even this morning that some people are coming, just left there this early morning, and then to prepare and come for mass. So while we were talking, many more people were coming. When I heard this, I said, okay. And these people were really crying and weeping while we were there, dishing out fines and how much they will pay for not coming for meeting. When I came back, I called the parish executive, announced my findings at the station, that the most active person and the leader of the station lost her son that very morning that you people were having a meeting. You have seen the reason now why they didn't come. Are you still going on to find them? They shouted, no, they won't find anybody again. No. And that's why it is important to always give room to find out what is happening, to find out why, before we go on blame, before we dish out punishment. Always ask, what if the person you are thinking is enjoying is dying silently because he doesn't know how to disclose his problem to another person? The theme of this message is drawn from this experience. There are a lot of tears and pains behind many smiles. Before you conclude, always ask, what if? That question can save you and save your family a lot of embarrassment. It can save you from acting on hearsay. It can prevent conflict. It can build relationship if you learn to ask, what if? What if? Before concluding about an event or about someone or about a situation. The person you may be thinking is enjoying life and has no problem may be battling with an ailment that the person feels shy to disclose. The person you think has no problem may have a problem that is undergoing but dying in silence. Always ask, what if? What if that friend you think is avoiding you is battling with problem, maybe sickness, maybe lack of accommodation, maybe a huge debt that have made him spend his money on ailment or live in shame for owing all the time. That friend you consider that is very stingy, he doesn't care about you, may owe a lot of debt on his head or have financial challenge that is also borrowing to offset. Always ask, what if? What if that your friend who is really planning and preparing on how to surprise you with a gift but has not gotten what he intends to do, is planning good for you and you are thinking he has abandoned you? What if you find out that many times when you fail to answer a call or refuse to call when you should call, that the person who you think should have called you has no airtime, not because he didn't care, but because of situation? It's possible the person is in a place that the network is too bad. It's also possible that the person has no phone, lost his phone, or is stolen, or a lot of challenges. Not because he doesn't care to call you, but you conclude he doesn't care. And when you see a call from that number, you ignore it, even whenever the person makes effort to call. So what if the person you think has not cared for you is almost about committing suicide because he feels awkwardly abandoned? So reach out first to whoever you think has not reached out to you. There are hidden tears and pains behind many smiles. Never presume, and never conclude without asking what if. Never conclude your own situation is the worst without asking what if. There are many tears and pains behind many smiles. May God dry your tears. May God help you and heal your pains. May the Lord continue to bless you as you also show the same care and love and patience with others by asking what if something else is the reason and not what you really think. Before you conclude about a person or a situation, always ask what if. There are many tears and pains behind many smiles. If you learn something from this message, share it with others. And if you wouldn't mind, you can subscribe to this channel for more messages.